One thing Ninjago fans have always loved is when we get minifigure variants of the side characters. The thing is that it's only been in recent years LEGO has actually delved into the roster of these characters, and that's mostly because they're now creating these large scale sets that are big enough to justify having them. The fact that we finally have characters like Gale Gossip and Vinnie Volson in minifigure form is nothing short of a miracle, but we are definitely still far off having all the characters we desire on our shelves. So I thought I'd make this video covering some of these desires, but not go for the more common answers that we all know. Because let's be honest, it wouldn't really make for a good video if I just spent 5 minutes saying, Number 3, the gold rebooted ninja. Number 2, the first spin jitsu master. Number 1, your mum. Hopefully though, I can just bring up some more of the good picks today that aren't completely obscure or unthought of, but enough to start a conversation, and let me know if you agree with me or not, because it won't just be me mentioning Cole's dad for 5 minutes. But speaking of the number 5, a non-ghost version of Yang is going to be taking that spot today, because it's a version of him I would love to own. Now, I know we didn't really get to see him much, as he only had a couple of scenes in Day of the Departed, but the design is cool, and it's a shame we never got to see it in a figure. Do I think we could ever see a human version of Yang in minifigure form? Nope, because Yang seems to be completely forgotten about in recent time, and I really want to make a video about how he's the most underutilized character in the show. I can dream, and I do wish we could get him one day in minifigure form, but again, I'm not going to hold my breath. Coming in at our number 4, we have another villain variant, and this is going to be an Anaconda variant of Chen, with a special mention to the Anaconda version of Garmadon, Skylar, and Klaus. This is probably the one I'm most surprised we never got, as it was Chen's endgame that he actually achieved in Season 4. The thing is, it's a brilliant look, along with the fact that we got Anaconda variants of his army, and we were never able to give them their serpent leader. It's just a massive shame and a missed opportunity. But like I said though, there's definitely going to be a special mention here to an Anaconda variant of Klaus, Garmadon, and Skylar, as they would have been a great set of figures to own, but it's just not going to happen. Although again, as a special mention I guess, I would have also liked to have seen a younger version of Chen, but I would definitely pick Snake Chen over him any day of the week. But moving on to number 3, and coming in as our last villain character of the list, we have a non-powered up version of Asphera. And I'm gonna be honest, this is probably the weirdest pick of the list, because I can't believe they never thought to have her in a set. Because we got Fire Asphera, and we got Crystallized Asphera, but never just Asphera. And again, like all the other characters of this list, it's a great design, and it would have been amazing to see in hand. But luckily, I do think this one could still happen, but I could be wrong. I mostly think it could happen because we wouldn't even need a new mold for her. Because if you think about it, you would just need to recolor her head and torso into the more blue aesthetic, and then just add a serpentine tail, and then you're good to go. But yeah, while it could still happen as she is the most recent of the lot, I think LEGO might consider not doing it, mostly down to the fact that the actress unfortunately passed away. Our number 2 pick is going to be a bit of a bend of the rules, as it is going to be a 2-for-1 deal, being the Emperor and Empress from Season 8. I feel like these two are definitely in the realm of either never seeing the light of day or randomly appearing in one of the bigger sets one day. And there's not going to be an in-between, because I never see Ninjago doing some sort of palace set, especially this far after Season 8. But I do think these two would be an amazing addition to the Ninjago collection, especially when Princess Harumi and Hutchins already exists. But unfortunately, the most likely outcome is going to be them never appearing in minifigure form. And I do think it's mostly down to the fact that it's been a long time since we've seen them in Season 8, and they had very little screen time at that. But maybe they will, because we did recently get Season 8 Dareth. But coming in for the number 1 pick, we have the celebrity of the land of Ninjago, that being Cliff Gordon, aka Fritz Donegan. And if we ever have a conversation of iconic characters from Ninjago, Cliff Gordon has to be one. He was used for most instances of background B-roll in the show, he eventually was confirmed as Jay's father, and his catchphrase is the motivation for Lloyd to become older in Season 2. The fact that we haven't had him in minifigure form is honestly crazy, and one we need to see at some point in time. he could very easily be added into the next large-scale city set for Ninjago, or if Ninjago ever got a CMF series, he would fit perfectly in there. But in general, I would just love to own a version of Cliff in minifigure form, as he would look so good with a bunch of the other side characters from the show, and not to mention how good he would just look with Jay. But that about does it for this video, and let me know if you agree with my picks and if you would like to see more videos like this, because these are a lot of fun to make. But I'd also love to see any comments below about what minifigures you would love to see one day, because there's so many I never mentioned in this video. Okay, bye!